What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Giant-Size X-Men Banshee. I'll be honest, I am not familiar with this character really at all. The most experience I have with this character was its rendition in that X-Men First Class movie. But just looking at him through the package, I guess he looks acceptable enough for a Hasbro product. Nice big window on the front. This that retro type of packaging right there. On the back, it's got everybody in the wave. And right up there, it says some shit about Banshee if you want to pause it and read it. This is the fourth character that I'm going to review from this wave. I'm going to go ahead and do the other two while it's on my brain. But anyways, let's get him out of this package and take a closer look at him. Okay, got him out of the box. Let's see how tall he is real quick, and then we'll kind of dig into him. To the top of his head, he is right at 6.5 inches tall, which would make the entire figure about 16.5 centimeters or so. I don't know how tall this character is supposed to be, so I'm going to assume that works. Let's look at his aesthetic really quick, because at a glance, I think this looks like that Vulcan body. Somebody correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it is. Anyway, it's definitely reused, whatever it is. We can leave that. Marvel Legends and Hasbro are definitely going to reuse it. But anyway, let's start at his head. Again, with the hyper-realistic kind of look in the head, it looks good though, like the paint and everything looks good. He's a little pink in the face, but he's a ginger, so I guess we can kind of forgive that or whatever.
That is really racist.
The hair looks really nice little like reddish kind of orange wash in it. Head sculpt looks really, really good. Now, the skin on this paint, like for the paint for the skin, it doesn't quite match, but I guess it works good enough because it's kind of hidden by the head and the collar, so that's all right. There's not much to this figure. He is just a green figure with some not so well done yellow paint on him. Bleeding through down through here, like it's lined up good, but bleeding through, they needed another coat of paint there. Same thing on the back, done well, just needs another coat or so. The green's kind of poking through. This pisses me off. They painted the top part of the gloves up on the forearm, and I hate that, and they did a crappy job of it. If you can see that, it's kind of bleeding through there and there, so that irritates me a little bit. Same thing down here on the shins. They painted the top of the boots. Like, how lazy? I mean, my goodness. But the overall shape of the body, like the Vulcan body in and of itself, isn't a bad body. I just noticed the kneecaps aren't the same color, because they're probably a harder plastic than this softer like PVC, or I think this is PVC. I'm not an engineer, but anyways, they're not the same color, and I'm going to bet that the elbows aren't either. And they aren't, so that kind of sucks. But while I was looking at those, it looks like there's shading or something.
Is it?
Through the legs, and like, you see that? It looks like there's shading in the legs. But not through here, but I think this is a different plastic. But the legs, look at that. That actually looks really, really good. It looks like there's shading in the arms too, and that looks really good. Not on the back, because it's that same, but right here in the recesses of this rear part of this butterfly joint too. There's no way, because that's like some of the best shading I've ever seen. Marvel doesn't shade. Nobody really shades the back of their figures, and it's on the back too. So I don't know, but if that's shading, which is what it looks like, that looks really darn good. I can't really complain there. But don't worry, there's plenty of shit to complain about. The back of this. Okay, the back of this the wings or whatever right here, that doesn't look like the front, so that kind of sucks. This is like some of the cheapest material known to man. I don't like that you can kind of see the little things that connects to. You can see them from the back of the figure, not that we always are looking at the back of our figures, but you can see that there. But when you have his arms straight down like that, you can see the ones on his arms, and I don't like that at all. That's about it for his aesthetic. I mean, again, I think it's the Vulcan body, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But they've got a lot of paint faux pas, but they kind of make up for it with what it looks to me like shading in the muscles, at least in the arms and legs of this figure, and that head sculpt is pretty darn good. Let's take a look at his accessories really quick. All right. I mean, this is a $25 offering, but he comes with 2 head sculpts. We've already seen this one that comes on him in the package. And he gets this yelling face that doesn't have the mutton chops on the sides. And again, it looks really good. It's got that hyper realism going on. I don't know why they do that, but anyways, because they give us a cheap looking body and then really, really nice head sculpts. But the hair and everything looks really, really good on this. I like it. He comes with, what, 2, 4, 5 hands, 2 fist hands on him in the package, nothing special. Then he, Jesus Christ, stand up. Anyway, and then he comes with a couple of hands right here. It looks like a weapon holding hand for weapons that he doesn't come with. And he comes with like a wider open hand. I guess that maybe could go with this character. I don't know, but we get that. And he comes with a trigger hand. What the fuck's he have a trigger hand for? Okay. And of course with this wave we get the miniature comic book that again looks cool for this size, I guess, but why the fuck do we anyways, that's such a waste. Anyways, let's stand him next to another figure really quick. I'm trying to not be super negative. Anyway, here he is next to Dakin from the same wave, and they're about the same height, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the case or not, but it is the case, so there's that. Let's take a look at his articulation really quick. The neck, I'll go ahead and tell you, is on that ball disc hinge thing.
Son of a bitch!
And why in 2025 are they still doing that? But anyways, they love to do it. So he'll look down really good. Not going to look up real good because of that collar. Not that, I mean, that matters. And no nuance or anything, but you can sort of twist the head side to side, and that is literally it. The shoulders will go up to 90 degrees, so that's pretty decent. You're not going to get a 360 because they're connected to this thing, but they would if they weren't connected to it. He's got what you might call a butterfly. Doesn't work worth a crap to the front, and really doesn't work very well to the back either. You can see it doesn't take it past the back, so that kind of sucks. Bicep swivel, that's kind of gappy around the tricep, but that's okay. Double jointed elbow looks pretty decent actually, nice range of motion, and the elbow joint itself doesn't look too bad, and the wrist is on a hinge. Now he's got a ab crunch right here. That'll lean him forward pretty good. But you get quite a bit of spinal deformation back there, and I don't like it. It'll lean back really good, but then it gives him, growth hormone belly right there, and I don't like the look of that. But they did continue the paint up through there, but mine's got a paint snafu yet again. They've missed on all cylinders with the paint for this figure, other than that shading, I guess. Waist swivel, that looks like he is being chopped in half by a Las Vegas magician. Legs, they will come out pretty good. That's not too shabby. I like that pretty well. I don't know how flexible he's supposed to be, but he is that flexible, and I'm not going to complain. Front kick will come up to about that height. The leg goes out to the side a little bit. I don't know if maybe they needed to cut in more here around the crotch or what, but it'll do it. He's got a luscious little booty, so that leg is not coming back at all. That kind of sucks. I hate that. Got a thigh swivel that works just fine. Double jointed knee that is discolored, but plenty of range of motion, and the proportions are pretty good. It's got that shin cut right through there for the shin swivel that looks like his leg is being dissected by a physician, but it works. Ankle is a hinge, goes all the way down, all the way up, with a little bit of rocker, and that works pretty well. Peg holes in the bottom of the shoe. Everybody likes to see that for some reason. And no toe hinge. I've got no problem with it. So overall, I mean, he moves okay. He moves like the Vulcan figure, with a little bit more limited shoulder movement because of his little capey thing or whatever. Final verdict on Banshee here. He is definitely nothing special. He's not going to stand out in any of your collections by any means whatsoever. He is just a green figure with some not so well done paint on him.
You're a piece of shit.
If you're somebody that's a super big fan of the character, yeah, go ahead and pick it up or whatever. I think it looks a little bit better than that older version of him that I think they put out years ago. But anyways, I'm just going to give this a C. Those head sculpts are pretty good. I'm not going to lie and say they aren't. They're pretty decent. But the rest of the figure is meh at best. Anyways, that's all I've got for Banshee here. If you haven't subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, click subscribe, give us a like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.